Let's say grace for some stuff.
Lord, bless this food they're about to receive for the nourishment for our bodies. We thank you for good times with good people, good memories that'll last us a lifetime, and good food to fill our stomachs. These are the blessings we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. Alright, y'all, so we are back with another Eat and Chill. We got our nachos. If you tuned in to the last video, you already know what it is. You know what it is. Yep. Now let me show mine. No, it's not even focusing. That's not even right. There we go. There we go. You guys really enjoyed the last Eat and Chill, so we were like, oh, let's do that again. That was pretty easy, being real and transparent with you guys and our honest selves, you know.
And plus, we hungry all the time, so
valid.
Might as well do both.
Here's napkins. So I was gonna ask Josh, did he have a topic? Because I just came up with mine randomly last time we did it. Or I know some of you guys left comments below the last Eat and Chill video. So what do you want to do? You want to come up with one of your own?
Okay. So today we're gonna talk about, I guess, an attitude of gratitude. If that's
an attitude of gratitude. Okay.
An attitude of gratitude, i.e., appreciation, right? Because in relationships, i.e., like we have, appreciation goes a long way. So me and Isi had actually gotten into kind of a disagreement. I think it was a disagreement
on what. That's hard to. I don't know how to explain it.
Because we didn't argue. Please don't get it twisted.
The talk it was just a regular talk though. We weren't in a disagreement. It wasn't a disagreement at all. We didn't see eye to eye. We had two different perspectives. It wasn't a disagreement at all. We had two different perspectives.
Well, that's a disagreement if you have two different perspectives.
I don't think so, because we weren't going back and forth. We understood each other's side. Disagreement is like you tell me your side, and I refuse to change my opinion. I don't feel like we had that.
Real. So yeah, we just didn't see eye to eye on the topic, but through communication, we figured it out. So we thought we would bring that to y'all table.
You want me to explain it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like last week, I think it was last week, me and Josh had this talk in the washroom randomly. Very random. And the topic of appreciation came up. And we kind of like compartmentalized what appreciation is to us. We came up with the fact that there's a difference between like appreciation and expected appreciation. An example of expected appreciation that I gave him taking out the trash. I kind of expect that from him, and he'll get a thank you from it, but it's not like a, oh my gosh, like all praise you for doing that. There's a difference between expected appreciation and regular appreciation. His example though of regular appreciation, so that means you kind of like go a little bit above a thank you, show a little bit more gratitude than you would for an expected appreciation. So it was one day. Sometimes I'll go like photo shoot crazy when I feel like I really look good one day. This is my photographer as of right now. And one day I had changed into like 3 different outfits throughout the day and asked him to take pictures of me outside. Throughout these little photo shoot sessions, it would be like 20, 30 minutes or whatever. But when we were having the talk in the washroom, he had mentioned how he felt like that should have been in the category of appreciation because what was your reason for it? Because you went above.
I went above beyond the norm. So like on a normal day, we would take like one photo shoot.
And that's an expected appreciation. He felt like he'd be okay with just getting a thank you for that.
Yeah, I would be a bad boyfriend if I said no to that. But like, whereas we had 3 different photo shoots in one day. And mind you, I was actually working on something myself. So I was kind of giving up my time in that day for the photo shoot, which is why I expected more than just
a thank you. And he doesn't mean like a gift or something like that or anything monetary or materialistic. He just means like me really being like, thank you, babe. Like, I really appreciate you. Blah, blah, blah. Going
more than one sentence. More than a 2-word sentence, thank you.
Okay.
Like, just because if I go above and beyond in an action, I feel like the least that could be done is going above and beyond in the thank you.
Well, let me explain my side to them now. So this is we didn't call it different perspectives that we have.
Different perspectives.
So he said that he felt like that should be an appreciation thing where I should have been kind of a little bit more thankful and stuff. I thought that should be in the expected appreciation category because I'm like, well, I'm not having a photo shoot just for the hell of it or because it's fun. That's my job. Social media is my job. And because of that, I'm in the mentality where it's like, that should be an expected appreciation of you because as my boyfriend, it's your duty to support the things that I'm doing to be successful in my career, you know what I mean? So it was interesting to like hear each other's point of views about that. And it was no disagreement about it. It was just interesting. So I feel like I never would have known that had he not vocalized it or had we not had that talk in the first place. And that kind of ties into how like communication is so important in a relationship. And me and him have learned, especially as of recently, we have very good communication for a couple. Because a lot of people just don't talk like we do. And I think it was definitely with time. Like we haven't always been this good at communicating for sure.
I used to be terrible with words. Terrible.
But with time and like kind of forcing uncomfortable conversations.
Those difficult conversations that you don't want to have. We just slowly but surely kept having them. And now they're easier. But like, if you really want a relationship to be successful, you have to get over that hump of like, I don't want to do that because I don't want to cause any issues. Because it's going to turn into a bigger issue.
Or what you used to do, if I'll get over it if I don't have to tell her.
And like,
blow up.
Yes, I got over it at the time, but eventually that snowballed and then I would have like one big massive blow up. And then I'd bring up all those moments where I let stuff go. And then it would just be a big heyday. So it's really not good to just hold that stuff in. Have the difficult conversation. Be an adult. Okay, no one's gonna die. Everybody's gonna be fine. You just have to get past that little hump of like, oh, this is a very uncomfortable topic. Especially
if it's someone that you have want to have a longevity type of thing with, or you like, you plan to marry and stuff. And personally, I think that's why divorce rate is so high. People do not know who their significant other is. They might know surface level stuff. You might know a little bit about their past life, but like deep conversations of who that person is, what their soul, like who their soul is, people don't know that. Then when you start living together and trying to start a family and stuff, you're just hit with haymakers like, oh, I didn't know that about you,
right,
so it was a very interesting conversation that we had that I feel like benefited our relationship, honestly.
It benefited.
Hearing each other's perspective, even if it didn't like necessarily change your mind or change my mind about hearing the other person's perspective, at least it's like, okay, in the back of my head, when you take out the trash and I only say thank you, you know why, because I expect that from you. Or now, even today, he like helped me a lot with my lookbook that I did on my channel. And just now in the car, I gave him that appreciation that he deserved and that he said you didn't say you needed it, but I feel like it's a need to help.
Sometimes it helps me keep going. So like, take it in this perspective. If you do something nice for somebody once, you feel good because they're happy, great, but you're not going to keep doing that if they never really appreciated it. You want to know that like your work didn't go in vain. So like, even like at work, if you take it into a job aspect, yes, you're doing your job, but if you go above and beyond your job's daily call, in which, in my head, during that situation, my daily call was one photo shoot. So I thought 3 in one day, that was a lot of work. And like, these photo shoots don't just last like 5 minutes, okay?
I told them 15, 20, 30.
Okay, like these aren't like quick 1-2 photos, I'm in and out. But like, still, I'm not like saying it's the vein of my existence. I'm just saying I went above and beyond my call of duty that day. So
he felt like he did.
I felt like
I didn't really feel like he did. I explained why though, because social media is my career. But knowing like, that now, that he feels that way, it's nothing for me to give a little bit more gratitude or just go a little bit above and beyond in my appreciation for him doing that for me. So
yeah,
I don't have a problem with this as long as you keep helping me.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying, like, kind of with the job. Yes, it's my job as your boyfriend to support you, but that's kind of going above and beyond my normal daily job duties. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Because it's not normal. Like, it's not on normal. Average, I don't do 3 photo shoots a day.
So, like, I was trying to bring it back into the work aspect. You type 5 papers a day. your boss gives you an extra 2 papers and you type them up, maybe like overtime wise, it would at least constitute him to go say like, you know what, I appreciate you helping me out. It's more than just oh thanks, because then you're never gonna do that. Like I would never do that again for a boss that did that to me. If you had me type 2 papers extra on top of that, and then was just like,
So whereas in a relationship you would have did it again, but you probably would have ended up resenting it the more and more it kept happening.
Yeah.
And me not knowing that he was seeking that extra gratitude from me, that's how relationships can get tainted or end or something. So that's why it's so important to communicate.
it's just like a small thing. Like at the time,
yes, the smallest thing.
It probably wouldn't have meant anything at the time, but over time, it turns into a bigger problem because it wasn't addressed. But luckily, we addressed it and we nipped it in the butt. So now we good.
The camera died for a second, and we were talking, and I was like, I hope they understood what we were just saying. Because it might have been we have very complex conversations, but I think because we've been together so long, we just understand each other.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys understood what we were saying. I am looking in the comment section though to see what other topics you guys suggested from the last Eat and Chill video. Now this topic is pretty heavy, and I feel like we won't even be able to, like, we could talk about it forever. But is this Cameron Dixon? Cameron Dixon suggested us to talk about how black women are not respected by a lot of black men because there is a lot of that going on, unfortunately. And I completely agree. Do you agree?
I agree. Not here, but...
Yeah, not this relationship, but...
I definitely agree.
Overall, it seems to be that way. And the sad thing is, I think that's more so based off... Well, some of it is based... A lot of it is based off the media.
Yeah.
And because of that, the media doesn't portray the whole world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have observed people, black men being disrespectful to black women.
Let me just go ahead and clear the air on that. The media portrays it as such that black men don't necessarily respect black women. Now let me stop right there. This is a perfect example of a black man respecting a black woman. And it happens a lot. Now, does it happen as often as men disrespecting black women? I don't know.
Yeah, actually,
to be honest, I don't know. But if we're going to talk about the topic, then we should talk about the topic. And I think for those who do disrespect black women, you got a problem. Because me and my friend, Patrell, what's up, Trell?
Hey, Trell.
We had this long talk about the importance of feminine energy. And how, like, masculine energy and feminine energy were meant to work together. And so, in a sense that, like, men think that we can do it all on our own when really that's not the case.
And women have said that, too. Women think they can do it all on their own.
Independent women and independent men equal just a big battle that doesn't need to be fought. Honestly, I feel like the second we start saying to ourselves, maybe we can be dependent. Like, I depend on her for things. She depends on me for things. And it works well. We're not both just stubbornly trying to move forward on our own and then just deal with each other. Like, she brings things to the table that I don't have. She's very organized. She's very on time. I am just an idea generator. So, like, I'm very creative in a sense. But she's the one that forces me to put that stuff into action. So, like,
strategically too.
Very strategic. Because if you know me, I have the attention span of a squirrel on crack when it comes to being organized. So she is my planner. When I have an idea, I'll be like, babe, I got this great idea. You know, I'm coming to your door with it. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna blow up. Everybody's gonna love it. And the first thing she says is, so what's your plan?
Yeah, I feel like I play devil's advocate a lot with your stuff, and I'd be hoping that you don't think it's my way of being like, no, don't do it. It's just my way of like, nigga, that's gonna take some time.
Yeah. And like, it puts a lot of stuff in perspective, because like, yes, it's a great idea. Like, it'll be like $1 million idea, but it needs $1 million work at the same time. So like, it's not necessarily that she's shutting down my dream, like saying, so what's your plan? She's actually legitimately asking, like, what's your next step?
That's a good topic too, actually, because a lot of women do kind of like
talk down on their men.
And shut down. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day.
That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. We might cover that later.
Yeah.
Leave it in the comments if you want to hear that one covered. But moving on to the masculine and feminine energy, a lot of guys I think are asleep on that, and like most men look at thanks, and I want to say that's a big thanks to rap music. Like, and it's not like a thank you as in like thank you for ruining the relationship between black men and black women. It's more like it's credited to how black men portray women as just objects in their music.
Yeah.
And it's kind of sad because like at a very young age a boy can be exposed to like rap music, and if he constantly hears in the music be ho, I'm waiting on who's sucking this the fastest, or like I don't really care about shawty, I'll never trust a blank, you know, the list goes on. That kind of stuff, whether they believe it or not, feeds into their psychology. And so I feel like that kind of snowball effects into men growing up thinking of women as lesser than them, when really, I hate to give it to y'all, but women technically run the world.
Now y'all should have been there for that conversation.
We had the longest,
huge debate. Yeah, it was long.
Huge debate. But it came down to the fact that women low-key got it in the bag.
We might have to do another topic on that too and explain that.
That's just.
But it's complex.
That's very complex.
And it's funny because the conversation started from Beyonce's song "Who Runs the World." Girls. We were watching one of her concerts with our other two friends, Patrell. I was about to say Patrella, and you got me saying their names wrong.
Yeah.
Michelle and Patrell.
And I just so happened to have an idiotic moment.
Yep.
It was okay. It was slightly misogynist.
Exactly.
But I was just cracking a joke because you said who runs the world, and I said boys.
He kept saying it.
But I was just cracking a joke.
He was being Josh, but
I was just cracking a joke.
Anybody that know me,
I
don't play with Beyonce.
Literally went left field.
I don't play with Beyonce.
Literally went totally left. And then we had like an hour and a half. We paused the video.
Let me tell them why, though, I don't play with Beyonce.
Oh, here we go.
Because we did pause the video. Now we're skipping topics, but this is important. So, it wasn't necessarily that he disrespected Beyonce, although that offended me. It was more so that I feel like Who Run the World Girls, that song, his boy's been hitting him up for the last, ooh. So, as I was saying. So, it was more so that I felt like him saying Who Run the World Boys completely discredited what that song was meant to do. And what the song was meant to do was to empower women. Because unfortunately, women are on the bottom of the totem pole pretty much when it comes to respect, or when it comes to even us getting equally paid than men and stuff like that. It just goes across the board of how women are just belittled all the time and just beneath. So when he said that, I'm like, really? So then we went into a long debate with explaining to him and Patrell why, one, that was disrespectful to say, and two, why it's important to empower women, even if you're a man. You know, women are always kind of, well, for the most part, it seems like a lot of women are starting to empower each other a lot more, which is great, but I think it's really important for men to be in that mix also.
And not to get racist, but definitely in the African American community.
Yeah.
I think black men need to start getting behind their black women in a lot of things.
Because we're always behind our men.
I will say that. I'll give y'all diligent dues. When it comes to supporting a black man, y'all women be at the forefront, on the front lines. Y'all do y'all thing.
All the time.
Now, when it comes to a black woman, men kind of drop the ball. I will say men kind of dropped the ball, which is sad.
Oh, I guess this tied into... Good. Okay. This tied back into what we started to talk about in the first place.
Yeah. Men kind of dropped the ball. Men need a lot of work moving forward. In terms of just coming to the conclusion that, like, black women not only are necessary, like, they're extremely beneficial to our progression as men.
That's a word. You gotta say that again. That's a word.
That is?
That's
Am I
a
preaching?
word, yeah.
Yeah, because like the next step in manhood, okay, there's levels to this shit, guys. It's levels. Mm-hmm. So then once you're able to, you know, rule yourself and your kingdom as a man, there comes a point where now you have to learn how to coexist and utilize the power of feminine energy. And once you're able to, like, one, swallow your pride and understand that you need women, then you can move forward. And that's a big step as a man. Understanding that you need a woman.
When do you feel like you realized that?
Oh, I want to say, like, maybe a year and a half ago. Close to a year and a half ago, 2 years, something like that. It was just...
What was it?
I think I was just at a low point in myself. Mm-hmm. And, like, I just started realizing, like, how many times I've fallen and you were there. So, like...
You never said that to me.
Yeah, I know. I really appreciate that. I do. Camera aside. I appreciate that. But, yeah, like, through all my ups and downs, during my low point, she was there. And, like, I can't say that if she wasn't there, I would be okay. Now, would I have died? Probably not. But she helped me figure out my emotions, how to cope with things. Like, she's really opened up a whole nother spectrum of thinking that I would have never gotten on my own. Just being the big manly brute, going around treating women however. I probably would have never, found a way to embrace my emotions, which has actually helped me a lot because I used to have a lot of anger issues. And just being able to cope with them now and, like, addressing my emotions and feelings. That's one big thing that she's helped me with. And then my communication skills. I'm very good about opening up and telling her how I feel about a situation.
Yeah. Wow.
Whereas...
Huge transformation.
Huge transformation. Because the old Josh used to just ball it up, go punch a wall, and then just move on.
I told him that he used to do that in the very beginning of our relationship, and it wouldn't even be like me that would make him upset. It was just something. And he would punch stuff he wouldn't. I don't know if you would hurt yourself, but he would hurt whatever he punched. And I told him, I was like, that scares me. Like, I don't want to be scared of you. I don't want to feel threatened that way in this relationship. Even if the anger wasn't directed towards me, just seeing that side of him scared me.
It was just a real manly, brute way of dealing with my issues.
But men aren't taught how to. So that's what I feel like a lot of men do that. Just punch things and just get over it. Up
until I met her, that's basically how everybody around me taught me how to cope with stuff. When you were mad, go beat something up. Go find an inanimate object.
That is horrible.
Go beat it up, and then you'll feel way better afterward. And I mean, for a long time it worked, but then, like, the problems just kept snowballing, and I never really got over the issues. So, like,
because the anger inside went to where you were in pain on, like, your hand, whatever you punched, but the actual issue that you were mad about didn't go nowhere.
Never got resolved.
Yeah.
And, like, talking things out, addressing my feelings, that actually helps. You know, get past a situation. But again, that's something you learn with feminine energy around you. You don't necessarily learn that around a bunch of masculine energy. Because boys can say it all the time, like, no, we would learn that, this, that, and the third. We would learn that with ourselves. We cool. But you don't go, like, I don't know. Maybe it's just with my boys, but we don't go and have, like, sit downs where we talk about our feelings. Mm-hmm. That's not what we do.
I do with my girls. That's all we do. We're having a girls' weekend tomorrow, actually.
We talk about our issues, and then, like, our way of helping our friends deal with it. We'll be like, F that, man. Come on, let's go play some basketball. Let's go beat something up. Like, let's go, like, if you have a problem with somebody, let's go fight them. Mm-hmm. Let's not talk it. Let's just do something to distract ourselves from the issue. Mm. And I mean, there's a whole laundry list of reasons why women are awesome. And this isn't me just trying to be on my women empowerment movement. Woo woo.
Why not?
I am a firm believer that women are awesome. You know, women rock. I got a great one right here. But I feel like people are gonna say that I'm doing this for kudos, and really I'm just trying to speak
those
truth.
That really know us and you specifically, your character, they know that this is really coming from your heart.
Yeah, I'm like legit 100% convinced that women have so much more to bring to the table. And I mean, like, men bring stuff to the table and women bring stuff to the table. That's why God made man and woman. Mm-hmm. If, like, there wasn't two sides to this story, then it would have just been a bunch of hermaphrodites walking around. Men and women? That's a hermaphrodite.
Oh.
Man/woman.
Interesting.
Yeah. It would just be like one species of human. But just as there's man, there's woman. So I feel like everybody should take out the time to check out the other side. Women, if you think that you don't need a man in your life, think again. Mm-hmm. You need masculine energy just as much as we need feminine energy. There's a thing called coexisting that we all need to learn how to do.
I'm trying to think of how your male energy has helped me. Well, not think. I know there's I'm trying to think of examples. My example, please don't lose it, Isi. You're too young for this. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah, so kind of what you just said with, like, taking the emotions out of things. I feel like, not that I'm too emotional. If that's who I am, that's who I am. But one of the big things his male energy has helped me on is kind of taking the emotions out of things. Well, you take the emotions out of a situation. Sometimes it rubs me wrong. But through you doing that, I feel like you've helped me see the other side of situations. A lot of situations where, like, without him, I would have just been like, I'm right, they're wrong. Or just seeing other people's perspective on things, as much as it pisses me off. Josh is really, really good with being like, you know, I hear what you're saying, but did you think how they might have felt based off you saying this or based off you acting that way? And I hate when he does that, but I feel like that's how you become a better person, by trying to understand other people's perspective and realize not everybody was raised like you. Not everybody has the same paradigms as you. Not everybody has the same morals and values as you. And therefore, because of that, you can't always hold people to the same standard as you. And when you learn that, then you don't get upset. Oh, okay, so, ooh, I'm going somewhere. I feel like you kind of taught me what to waste my energy on and what not to in a lot of scenarios. And like he had brought up the example of YouTube comments. When I first started, when I was a fresh YouTuber and getting hate comments kind of off rip, that used to hurt me. Because I went from like a girl who only associated with people at school, small schools. So he helped me with that, like realizing you don't even know these people. These people are strangers, blah, blah, blah. So it can be something as minute as like YouTube comments too. There's been like disagreements between me and my mom that we didn't necessarily see eye to eye on, and he would be like, you know, did you think from her perspective, blah, blah. And initially I'm mad, like, what do you mean? She was the typical kid, the typical bratty kid. But when I kind of sat back and thought about it a little bit more, I'm like, oh, he was kind of right, huh? So I feel like your male energy, because you're able to take emotions out of the situation, you have a clear idea of what the underlying issues are, and therefore you can solve them better. So yeah.
I will give men credit and say we're a great problem
No,
solver.
I won't say all men. I cannot give all men.
I won't give all men credit, but the ones who got it on lock are great problem solvers. This is an example of positive feminine energy, because this can go both ways, okay? Just the same way that a woman can support you, she can tear you down. And feminine energy is real good about doing either one. But she has been very supportive in just my overall self-confidence. So like, even on days where I know I'm not on, okay? Hair not cut, beard not shaved, clothes dusty, socks don't match, she'll still tell me, that's my man, I love you. And it gives you like a sense of self-worth that like you can't really put a price on. Because I mean, I could honestly go out with that same appearance and get told about myself by another female. I could really go get treated somewhere else down the street. But like, that's negative feminine energy, whereas that will like kill my self-esteem. But with positive female energy next to me at all times, that helps with my confidence. And that can be a yin and a yang, because girls like to feel confident about themselves too. So men use that masculine energy and make your woman feel great. You know, tell her that she's beautiful. I'm a work in progress. Like, I try and do it every time, but she'll tell you I'm not perfect at that. So I'm a work in progress. Don't look at me like that. I'm a work in progress.
I'm not looking at you no way.
Because Lord knows, I think she's a fine dime, fine wine, piece of meat.
Me? Oh my God.
I was just kidding. She's a beautiful queen. She's my queen. And I love her. But I don't necessarily say it every day.
You say I love you every day.
I say I love her every day. But I don't say the things that she wants to hear necessarily every day. You know, because girls, feminine energy is powerful, but it's also delicate. So you got to be able to treat it, which is why there's like maintenance work that you have to do to keep the feminine energy flowing. And that's where I'm working on as a man. That's my maintenance work. Like, I try and tell her that I love her every day. I'm trying to be more encouraging. I'm trying to focus on how I talk. Because sometimes I can be sarcastic. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm perfect for her, but I'm not perfect. Yeah, Royale, she got one more in you.
Shut up.
There you go. So, yeah, back to the whole root of where this came from. Gentlemen, you need to respect your women. Respect your black queens. Because no king is powerful without a strong, powerful queen by their side. I'm telling you, you're only as strong as your weakest link. So if you got a weak queen next to you, that's a weak empire. Feminine energy is so, like, crucial to understand. I don't know how many gentlemen are watching this right now, but if you haven't taken the time in your life, you definitely need to go explore what women have to offer outside
physical. And for the ladies, I feel like it's important to understand your feminine energy and how powerful you really are. And no shade to men, but if a dude ain't treating you right, just know he needs you more than you need him, because your feminine energy is that thing. And that's all I got.
That's all we got.
That's it?
That's it.
I know we were everywhere with this video. I really hope it turned out well.
I do too. We honestly...
This is how our conversations go.
We talk and we ramble.
We really do.
So, really hope y'all like it. Maybe we cause some good discussions going on down in the comments. So,
yeah.
Y'all go crazy down in the comments.
Or at home, because some people be saying they watch it with their significant other, which is really dope. I think that's dope.
You know, hopefully we spark some great discussions. Hopefully enough people see this and we change a couple lives. Change a couple relationships, and hopefully
keep strengthening ours. So, if you guys have any more eat and chill topics that you want us to touch on, definitely be sure to comment below. Because that was hard to try to find one.
We were trying to find topics, like good topics. So, like, please.
And topics that aren't, I think we should stay away from political topics.
I don't like political.
Religious topics we're going to kind of stay away from.
I don't like religious
But, like,
topics.
a good example was the men disrespecting women type topics, stuff like that. That's something we can give our genuine opinions on, and those aren't gonna sway.
Yeah, because I hate being fact checked. And if it's like a political one, I know I'm just gonna get fact checked all throughout the comments, and I don't.
And people get real like, if you don't agree.
Don't talk about my president that I hate.
Yeah, that's all we got for y'all.
Yeah.
Peace.
Love,
and grease. And we out.